So thank you everybody for joining. Very excited for the opportunity to speak to all of you guys today. I would like to talk about AI and how AI can enhance uh, meeting collaboration. And my name is Juan Rivera. I work for Microsoft Teams. My Twitter handle is Juan Microsoft. So if you'd like to follow me and follow news on what we're doing in Teams, I encourage you to do that. Um, Let me keep going here. All right. So my current role is at Microsoft. I joined last year, but a year and a half ago. Before that, I worked at Citrix, where I led VDI, some collaboration and security products over the years. All right. So this is a picture of GoToMeeting. When I was a student, we used to use this tool a lot, and this is probably I've been using a tool like this for the past 20 years, maybe. I think early 2000s we were using GoToMeeting. So this use case of having people being able to connect remotely, use audio and native video it's something we've been actually using for quite a bit, well before the pandemic. In fact, we start seeing many other products, WebEx and Zoom and Teams. They were kind of like the same. You see a bunch of tiles, you see the audio, the video, you can do some chat. For the most part, all these tools do similar things. And we start getting a bit creative on how we could present people. And we do something like together mode, which is, hey, maybe we can create more inclusivity in the way we show people. But at the end of the day, it's just faces and the ability for people to talk in a meeting effectively when everybody is in different locations. And this is how we survived the pandemic, and it helped us continue to do work when we were all at home. But I want to think differently about these tools and what is the role they can play. It goes well beyond the ability to just show videos of people and do the audio and so on. The idea really is how digitizing every meeting, every collaboration that happens, whether it is when everybody's remote, when half people in the conference room, half people are remote, or when everybody is in the office sitting next to each other in the conference room, you want to digitize those meetings. And let me tell you a little bit about this. So you have your meeting, you have your chat, documents that's being shared, and imagine you take all these assets that has been involved in the meeting, and then you feed all this into an AI engine in the cloud. And this AI engine starts generating digital assets that are beneficial for those who are in the meeting, and even post-meeting can be used for those who not only attended the meeting, but those who weren't in the meeting, and how those assets can improve collaboration, how those assets can improve effectiveness. When you don't have to be in every meeting to stay connected, when all the right information is captured and is made available to the right people at the right time. So when you think about it, it's no longer about this app that shows you these tiles and you see the videos of people. It goes far beyond that. It goes into how AI can make this aspect of generating these assets in a scalable way for everybody to access. So I want to give you some examples of what I'm talking about, some applications that exist today in Microsoft Teams where we use AI to generate digital assets for meetings, not only in meetings, but also post after the meetings. So one example is meeting notes. So, you have a meeting, you're talking, and you might be taking some notes in real time. But while people are speaking, the AI engine is listening to what everybody's saying and capturing potential actions. Or say, oh, this person said this. Okay, this is probably, here's a suggested action that you might want to capture into your meeting notes. So all of a sudden now, instead of having to have people always typing and capturing everything that happened, you can rely on AI to do that for you. This can dramatically improve people's productivity because all of a sudden you're focused on the conversation and not necessarily in taking notes. This can be quite powerful for how people collaborate today. Not only for those who are in the meeting, but even for those who weren't in the meeting that can actually see and get the right information, what was discussed in the meeting, and all the key points that were discussed and agreed on. Another aspect is, hey, you might have a hybrid meeting where you have people in the room sitting next to each other around the table and some people remote. But you need to capture who's saying what, because how you say that actually feeds into many of the other AI engines. So you need to have intelligent speakers that can detect who's saying what in the conference room. So you might have 8 people around the table, and as people are speaking, the AI is able to say, oh, this was said by this person, this was said by this other person, and the transcription that is generated actually attaches those things that people say to the right person. And this is key because as you start using the transcription as a way to feed into other AI models, it's important that you know who said what, right? Another one is how you actually, the cameras become smart as well, where they can actually identify who is in the meeting and pointing out for who's collaborating on what. So when you start generating additional assets, this is actually also used to make sure that the right information is generated. About even translating transcriptions. So if we have people in the room who speak other languages, you could even be translating those, what people are saying in real time and say, hey, I want to see this in Spanish, or I want to see this in French. And the engine can translate those things for you in real time. But if there's one thing I'm most excited about, it's a feature we recently announced called Meeting Recap. So this is more of a post-meeting digital asset where you can go back and not only have to sit through, like you don't want to go and sit through a 60-minute recording, but say, what are the important topics that were discussed? Can I jump into that one? When was my name mentioned? When was this topic discussed? And I can jump right into that moment in the meeting. So all of a sudden, the need for me to sit on every single meeting because I'm remote, and if I'm not in every meeting, then I'm still connected, but then I get drained by the fact that I'm just in meeting after meeting. All of a sudden now, this enables me to attend meetings that make sense and connect to the meetings that I didn't have to attend, but they have some interesting things, and stay connected. So as a remote worker, this gives me a lot more flexibility in how I spend my time. Because it is important that if this transformation that we're seeing where people now can work remote and full-time in different locations, for that transformation to stick, there's a lot of technology that needs to enable those employees to be effective in the long run. And things like this are some of the opportunities that we're creating to enable employees who are remote to be effective. As an example, I work for Microsoft Teams. My team is around the globe. I actually work remote full-time. So we live by the tools that we're building, and we build those things to prove to ourselves that we can actually make this work. So what are the key takeaways? First is we want to digitize every meeting. It's not about just the tiles to the videos. It's about how we create digital assets. And AI is the game changer here. The progress that we're making on AI is incredible. You start seeing a lot of stuff that's going on out there and being announced by different companies. It's tremendous the potential the AI can bring when you have these assets. So for us, the key is, change the way you think about this meetings, change the way you think about the tools and how you want to capture every collaboration so that those collaborations are digitized, and then you can feed that into AI and generate digital assets. This is key to reduce fear of missing out, where you don't need to be in every single meeting. You don't need to feel like if I'm not present in every meeting, people see my tile, I'm not connected. And you don't feel drained by the fact that, man, like I spend all day meeting after meeting in front of the webcam is draining. That's not how this is going to work in the long run. We need to give the tools to people who can be effective and productive without having to be in front of the camera 8 hours a day. And these are the tools that can help us make that possible. And lastly, we cannot take this hybrid, fully remote transformation for granted. We start seeing companies saying, oh, let's go back, everybody to the office. We have built a lot of momentum after COVID. And this is a transformation for society, a good one. But we cannot take it for granted. And there's need to be more technology, more innovation that can fully realize the potential of enabling this type of work in the long run. I believe it starts with the right tools and AI playing a central role for making that possible. Thank you.
It's really amazing. I'm really glad you're able to share with us today, because again, we wanted to see the future of collaboration with the remote work and play industry, and it looks like you've got now. Unfortunately, your AI wouldn't work with the summit, right? Because you really have to be here to capture the magic of the international. The technology hasn't gone far enough yet. Maybe in 10, 20 years, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
All right. It was a pleasure. So thank you very much.
Bye.